everything we know about the I Am Legend sequel starring Will Smith. After being stuck in the development phase for years and changing several writers, directors, and actors along the way, I Am Legend was finally released in 2007, with Will Smith in the lead role giving one of the best performances of his entire career. It emerged as a major box office hit and is still considered one of the best zombie apocalypse movies of all time. It was also controversial for its two different endings. As of now, the sequel is currently in the development phase, and in this video, we will talk about everything we know about the I Am Legend sequel starring Will Smith. Alright folks, let's jump right in. The slap that froze everything, Will Smith's Oscar moment, and what it did to this film. The I Am Legend sequel was officially announced on March 4, 2022, and then at the Oscars event held on March 27, 2022, an infamous and shocking incident occurred in which Will Smith ended up slapping Chris Rock in the face. It happened while Chris Rock was presenting an award at the Oscars and making jokes about Will Smith's wife. Will Smith still went on to win the Oscar for his role in King Richard that same night. The slap incident happened suddenly and created a lot of publicity and controversy. A lot of think pieces were published in the media, and Will Smith's reputation suffered a heavy blow. In the sequel, Will Smith is supposed to portray his character Dr. Neville as someone who has become more empathetic, humble, and peaceful as compared to who he was in the first film. A question lingers here. How is the audience going to perceive it, given the recent change in Will Smith's reputation following the 2022 Oscars controversy? Will Smith's other projects, Bad Boys 4 and Fast and Loose, were also put on hold. All of this exacerbated the concerns and the speculations about whether the sequel would be greenlit. Why the original film still hits different almost 20 years later. During its theatrical run, I Am Legend grossed a total of $585 million at the worldwide box office, earning $256 million domestically and $329 million internationally. It became a major box office hit and a critical success. Will Smith's performance was specifically singled out for praise. Richard Roeper, an eminent film critic, said that Will Smith was in prime form while giving the movie a positive review. For his iconic portrayal of Dr. Robert Neville, who is a virologist in the movie, Will Smith prepped a lot. He, along with the director Francis Lawrence, interviewed several virologists at the CDC to understand what it means to be a virologist. And not just that, Will Smith even talked with several psychiatrists to explore the psychology behind loneliness and solitude as he played a sole survivor in the post-apocalyptic world in which the movie is set. In his own words, he mentioned that no matter how much street chaos or traffic madness drives you nuts, it pales in comparison to the agony Dr. Robert Neville goes through in I Am Legend, the pain of losing all human connection in a post-apocalyptic world. During the release of the film, Will Smith's stardom was at its peak. He could not lose the opportunity to portray a layered and complex character in an otherwise tentpole commercial sci-fi movie. His iconic and memorable performance carried the entire film. The development hell that started in 1994, how this movie barely got made the first time. Warner Brothers Pictures had the rights to Richard Matheson's novel I Am Legend since 1970. They already adapted that novel into a film, The Omega Man, in 1971. In 1995, Warner Brothers Pictures started developing another movie adaptation. Mark Protosevich was hired by the studio to write the script for the movie as they really liked his script for The Cell. Ridley Scott was chosen to be the director. Big stars like Mel Gibson, Michael Douglas, and Tom Cruise were considered for the lead role. But in 1997, the studio eventually wanted Arnold Schwarzenegger to be the lead. The film's production at the time had almost started. Well, almost. Ridley Scott replaced Mark Protosevich with John Logan as the screenwriter. Ridley Scott wanted the movie to have a somber ending and no dialogue in the first hour. That and the $108 million budget didn't go well with Warner Brothers Pictures, as they were concerned about the commercial prospects of the film. At that time, the production did not get a green light. After several setbacks, Francis Lawrence signed on to direct the project in September of 2005, and Will Smith signed on to play the lead role in April of 2006. Smith originally wanted Guillermo del Toro to direct the movie, but Guillermo del Toro refused it for Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. The film's production almost did not happen this time, and Will Smith's other movie Hancock's change in shooting schedule changed everything in favor of I Am Legend. And eventually, this time, after more than a decade-long period of setbacks, I Am Legend officially got greenlit for production. Emptying New York City, the insane behind-the-scenes production feats. The novel was set in California. and the early drafts of the film's script were set in San Francisco and Los Angeles. Francis Lawrence and Akiva Goldsman wanted to set the film in New York because there are moments in any day in which parts of Los Angeles do look empty. But New York, on the other hand, is a city that never sleeps, and it never looks empty, so showing an empty New York would completely immerse the audience in the post-apocalyptic world portrayed by the movie. It would create that unsettling image in the mind of the viewer that even a city as busy as New York is devoid of any human activity and connection. At first, the studio executives were not convinced of this idea. Francis Lawrence went to New York City with a camcorder and recorded footage of several locations. After that, through special effects, he got all the people in the footage removed. When the studio executives saw the footage, they ultimately became convinced of the idea of shooting in New York. $40 million of the movie's $150 million budget was spent on transforming New York City into the one that's more compatible with the overall atmosphere of the movie. The city was transformed into a post-apocalyptic wasteland through a variety of both practical and digital methods. A digital map of the city was made, and then it was populated with digital objects. The crew shot footage of Will Smith walking on grass in a soundstage, and then those elements were combined. Large portions of the movie contain little dialogue. Even Will Smith's character doesn't speak a lot in the movie. Francis Lawrence, after watching the piano on silent mode so that he didn't end up disturbing his newborn son's sleep, understood the importance of silence in cinema. He wanted the movie to rely on subtext, non-verbal elements, instead of just relying on what Dr. Neville is saying. The director wanted the behavior of Will Smith's character to do the talking as well, and he wanted to reduce his dependence on words. The emphasis on subtext and silence enhances the overall quality of the film, making it more unsettling and terrifying. For the Darkseekers, the production crew hired a team of 50 dancers and parkour experts who worked with various coaches to get their movements right. However, that idea didn't exactly work, as midway through production, after seeing the early footage of the Darkseekers in motion, Francis Lawrence insisted on using CGI for scenes involving Darkseekers. However, the actors still stayed for the motion capture work. The shooting of the scenes involving the Darkseekers was postponed during production. $5 million was spent on the Brooklyn Bridge sequence that's shown as a flashback in the movie. That sequence took 6 nights, 1,000 extras, 250 crew members, 14 government agencies, and a bunch of Coast Guard boats and helicopters to shoot. And it was certainly not a piece of cake. The ending nobody agreed on. 2 versions, 1 massive controversy. Actually, the theatrical ending of the film is significantly different from the original ending. In the theatrical ending, Dr. Neville gives the cure to Anna and sacrifices himself as he blows himself up by pulling a grenade, killing the infected mutants in the process as well. After that, Anna and Ethan go to a survivor camp in Bethel, and there, Anna gives them the cure. On the other hand, in the alternate ending, Dr. Neville, Anna, and Ethan are separated from the infected mutants by a transparent glass door, just like the theatrical version. But instead of seeing Dr. Neville sacrificing himself, we see the infected mutants drawing a shape of a butterfly on the glass door after noticing the butterfly tattoo on the body of the mutant captured by Dr. Neville for experiments to find a cure. Anna opens the glass door, and Dr. Neville hands over the captured female mutant to them. After that, Dr. Neville goes with Anna and Ethan to a survivor camp and hands them the cure. The original ending was intended to show that for the infected mutants, Dr. Neville was the monster, hunting and killing them. It's more complicated and philosophically rich. It subverts the logic of a zombie apocalypse movie on its head, according to which the hero is the one justifiably killing all the zombies. The test audiences absolutely hated the original ending, and unfortunately, it didn't make it to the theatrical cut. Akiva Goldsman has admitted that the ending was shot again and changed purely for commercial reasons. But ironically, with the passage of time, the fans of the movie have come to prefer the original ending over the theatrical cut's ending. Where it all began. How the sequel was officially born in 2022. Will Smith was initially reluctant to do the sequel. In an interview with BBC Radio 1, Will Smith stated that he did not want to be a sequel guy, as he just wanted to leave the original movie alone. He also said that he would be open to the idea of returning for the sequel if the script turned out to be great. Later, in March 2022, Will Smith confirmed that he would return for the sequel when he heard the idea and absolutely fell in love with it. Michael B. Jordan was an important part of creating that idea. Michael B. Jordan would also co-star in the sequel. A prequel was also being considered. But then, Akiva Goldsman decided that he wanted to make a sequel that continues the story from the original cut's ending. The idea of a sequel really looks promising now. What Akiva Goldsman actually has planned, the story so far. Akiva Goldsman has officially confirmed in an interview with Deadline that the original ending is canon. In the sequel, he would continue the story from the original cut's canonical ending. He has also referenced The Last of Us as a major inspiration for the sequel. Regarding that, he said that in The Last of Us, we see a post-apocalyptic world that has been that way for 20 to 30 years. In that time period, human beings get decentered and take a back seat, and nature, in all its complexity, takes the center stage and reclaims the world. Akiva Goldsman also wants the sequel to be thematically more loyal to the original novel by Richard Matheson. The novel explores a very important question. What would happen to the world if humans were no longer the dominant species on planet Earth? Akiva Goldsman also wants to thematically explore that through the sequel. And that's why he wants the sequel to take place 20 to 30 years after the climax of the original movie. The cast. Who's in? Who's returning, and what we know about their characters. Will Smith has confirmed that he wants to reprise his role of Dr. Robert Neville in the sequel. He has also confirmed on the Drink Champs podcast that Michael B. Jordan will not portray his son in the movie as some people were speculating. Instead, he would portray the head of a survivor settlement in Connecticut. Alice Braga, who played Anna in the original movie, told Collider that she was extremely surprised to hear about a sequel in the works. Reportedly, she has expressed her interest in joining the cast. Her casting is yet to be confirmed. The director who finally made it real, Stephen Caple Jr., confirmed. Stephen Caple Jr., known for his phenomenal work as the director of Creed II and Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, officially confirmed to Collider during a press tour for Netflix's Man on Fire that he is attached to I Am Legend 2 as the director. This is a major turning point. Michael B. Jordan and Stephen Caple Jr. have worked together before on Creed 2, and their collaboration was a major success, critically as well as commercially. Stephen Caple Jr. has experience in the field of directing sequels, and this is great news, folks.
I'm sorry.
Where does the sequel stand right now? Release date, timeline, and what comes next? After 3 years of silence, with names like Will Smith, Michael B. Jordan, and Stephen Caple Jr. attached, the project is again gaining momentum. But folks, let's not get too excited. Let's keep our expectations as realistic and grounded as possible, because, keep it in mind, the film is still in the development phase. The script is not complete and finalized yet. We cannot say when exactly the filming will start, and no release date has been officially confirmed yet. Hopefully, once the script is completely finalized, with stars like Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan attached, the film's production would hopefully get the green light. I Am Legend is considered one of the best zombie apocalypse movies of all time. Its juxtaposition of shots of empty New York streets with action-packed sequences of blockbuster spectacle is a masterclass in how to make a compelling, popular, and memorable zombie movie. We are hoping for the sequel to not just live up to its predecessor, but also surpass it, thematically as well as visually. As of now, we are happy that a long-awaited sequel to I Am Legend is in the works, and we hope that it lives up to its hype and creates an unforgettable cinematic experience for people all over the world. Alright folks, time to sign off. If you enjoyed our video, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for being with us. We will meet you soon with our next video.